who go like this to Hangouts because of technical glitches, guess what? Stuff is wonky over here too.
Yeah, and I now have clicked the record button. So so I did a whole introduction before I clicked the button. I didn't realize I should click the button.
So, my dear friend Margherita, give a little recap for those who might be listening and those who will watch the replay.
Yeah.
What is the essence of what we want to explore today?
Yeah, is love an illusion? And is love just an idea in our mind? This is the question. Because the thing with love is that everyone wants it. And it feels so good when we are in love, let's say. But love hurts so badly when it ceases. So why is that? What do you think, Arlene?
Well, I believe the whole movement of creation is the movement of love. And if we are in the human form and the human existence, somehow believing that we have to defend or protect ourselves from this larger love thing happening, then that's where we open the door to feeling pain. Pretty much that's the nature of human experience. So I think we're here on the planet now to say, oh, we always have the choice to say, can I see this differently? Can I open up to comfort? Can I let go of a definition of an experience, a person, a something? Can I just release it from whatever way I'm holding on to it that is like somehow trying to protect me or protect something? Mm-hmm. To the extent that I can do that and do that often, then no matter to others, whether it looks like chaos and dynamics and frenzy going on, or whether it's something that kind of has a different kind of flow and tempo, there can feel a comfort and an alignment and a place of acceptance in that.
Wow.
So when you're asking about is love an illusion, I almost take that to be the state of like the human, being in love. Is that an illusion?
That's a very good point because, in the mind, we are just kind of have perceptions of how things is. And we base that based on what our conditioning is, right? So if I think that love is this, then I'm going to go through that narrow gate, right? And that becomes my illusion in my mind. But you have a different definition of it, right?
Well, words are funny things, we'll see words, we'll read words, they'll conjure up an image related to the belief systems we have in play and our kind of emotional and mental frame of mind on any given day. And so even related back to that we're in a public forum, we're here on Blab. If somebody's coming on Blab and they're looking for live events, they'll see the title of this one that says, is love an illusion? Well, will that bring them in? Will that make them curious or not? I don't know. And we as people who are in this Blab right now, and if I ever say hangout, it's like I'm used to saying hangout. But we actually, we can change the title, of our Blab events.
Well, so how do you draw
people in?
What do you suggest?
Oh,
what was the way how to change the title?
Okay, so once again, what's your intent and focus for this Blab? Is it to get more experience using Blab while talking about love a little bit?
Well, sure. I mean, this is my first Blab I've ever started. This is the premiere session. It's
Okay.
like,
So, so actually, for the world who's watching out there, this is Margherita's first hosted Blab. And because, her playground of topics and things she likes to explore are healing, consciousness, coaching, intuition, getting into that soul stuff, then that's what Margherita is about. And love, as love and illusion, that's deep for a lot of people. That's way deep.
So what about calling it the soul stuff? Explained.
So, see, we learn as we go along. So
yes. So can you do it for me there? Like what do you do? That's the
now I'm going to instruct you and anybody else who happens to be watching. If you type spacebar topic, no, not spacebar, slash the word topic, and then like if you want to make it like a hashtag, if you wanted to do a regular show called Soul Solutions and then underneath that, like the subtopic for today, like love and consciousness or something, then you could put that under there.
Okay.
And anyway, so
I'm going to now type in for fun in the chat here the //
the word topic spacebar
and then
topic and enter, and you'll have it come up. And and you might decide during the course of your Blab, if your topic slightly changed, you might still have your heading like Soul Solutions if that was the name of your.
I changed it. Soul Stuff Explained.
Good.
Well, what would you want to learn about in this?
Oh, what would I want to pick your brain about? See, I already know you a little bit. Some people don't know you at all. And let's see.
And you make a new title.
Okay.
I'm just so enjoying this because it's like brainstorming, brain matter to brain matter touching, like it's like if you lean to this side here with your head, where head is going together.
Okay.
I am so excited. What
now,
does
the other thing is,
your whole experience is on the line here, Elaine.
I'm awake enough that I'm going to play through my day. I know the world is going to have opinions. Some people are going to like me. Some people are not going to care. I know for all of those that give me props back, I know it's going to make me feel wonderful. But I can't be attached to being out here being whoever I am to get. If I'm in that mode, then I've just disassociated myself from my overarching belief is I'm abundant right now. I'm abundant right now. So, bikinis.
I'm listening. I can hear typing. Oh, that was profound.
See, the other thing is, if you are using that Twitter handle, you want people to learn that Twitter handle. Like if they come on and they see, oh, I really like the vibe of Margherita, who is at Crystal Dakini, then, you want them to learn both names, because the way they can come back to find your future scheduled stuff, as well as your replays for things that you've recorded, you're going to teach people, come back to blab.im/Crystal Dakini.
Cool. Thank you so much. And so I want to also talk about you here, Elaine. We are in the presence of the diva, the guru of laughing and wordsmithing, and the holy shifts guardian angel. And she is amazing. She is so caring. And I think you are a bedside nurse in the back of your mind, right? You were that.
You know what? Going into nursing was very much, I could say, an accident. It wasn't something I planned. I mean,
Yeah.
I went into nursing in my 50s, and I did that for a little shy of a decade. I was into alternative and complementary healing stuff before I kind of went, some would say, the opposite direction to get training in conventional medicine or, like traditional nursing. But I was led to do that, and I learned so much about myself for doing that, and now I have a credential.
But all of this stuff with healing and actually improving ourselves and become better acquainted with how we are feeling and what's going on in our heart, and like there is so much trauma going on in the universe, and trauma is just slashing love right in pieces. And so that's why I was thinking about love. And it's an illusion for some people because they may not have experienced what it's really like to actually be like you are, Eileen, like just laughing and enjoying and sharing that enthusiasm and being positive and being a role model. I think this is what I try to be. There was a quote from, I think, Seth Godin this morning. It says, like, it's not about to show off, but it's like about being the ones who shows their best work instead of holding back to share what it's not word by word, but that's how I remember it. So I was thinking, I want to put out my best stuff right there for free, and this is why I prompted about that with love. So
So let me ask you a question about love.
Yeah.
You find yourself very connected to the crystal, gem, and mineral kingdom.
Yes.
And I would love to hear the story of how that first, in your human life here, how that came to be a fascination, an interest, and focus of a lot of your work and teaching.
Wow.
I really don't know that story.
You don't know that story?
I don't know that story. And you know what? May I change the topic? We might bring in a couple more.
Go ahead. So that story of why I love crystals so much, like these. I use them at little tuning forks to tune up my system. I use them with meditation, but they don't do it for me. I do it for me. But by having that higher vibration, it helps me to actually connect with it. So the story was this. I always loved crystals, right? I went to gem shows and I was participating and things. Yes.
Keep telling the story. I have to be available for a phone call from Mom.
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, so when I went to, I also joined a gem club. And then, polishing the stones and stuff like that. And that was no metaphysical things about it, because when you're there are minerals and technical things and whatnot. But I had a stone called labradorite. It usually, I don't have it here right now, but it's like a grayish stone like this. This is from Iceland, by the way, volcanic. But when you polish it, on one side, there is like a blue-green shimmer that comes out. And it's like when you look through that blue shimmer, it's like magical. So I had the piece, and I got it at an auction, the bidding auction on the table, and I'm writing some 50 cents, and then $1, and then somebody other asked for $2, and then I overbid them with $2.50 or something. And then I took that stone home. It was a raw stone. And then I just got a grinder, right? Like a polishing machine. And so then I started to polish it. And I wanted to see that glimmer, that color that was in that stone. I mean, I was driven by my heart, I need to see what's inside of the stone. So what I did is, like, soon as I got the surface polished, and I put away the technical stuff, and then I sat down and I looked at the stone and I saw the shimmers. That was an amazing experience I had, because it's like, for those of you who have listened to Alice in Wonderland, Lewis Carroll's book, a children's book, she falls down into a different reality. And this is exactly what happened to me. I fell down into the stone, sort of, and in my mind, I was in a different place. It's like I've gone through a mirror, and that mirror was very transparent, and then I just was there. And that was the touch point to my heart, to what, how, I can't describe it very well, but I in the intro to my book, that's why I share in my book, the Crystal Lotus Handbook, that I published 5 years ago. But can you imagine when you actually touch something that you never ever have connected with before? And so that experience was mind changing. It was life changing. It was like, how could that happen? Because previously I was just like a regular person, and then I walked through this opening, a small awakening, and then I had this experience. I couldn't explain it. It was like mind-boggling, and that made me change how I integrated in life, and I saw the relations, all the interactions with everything in our life in a completely different way. So when that happened, then it took so little time. Within a year, I had trained to become a crystal healer in Hawaii. I mean, from there to there. I cannot hear you, Elaine.
Can't hear me?
Yes, no. Yeah, go ahead.
So about how long ago was that? That was this stuff for you didn't emerge as a child. I missed some of the story. This was as an adult.
This was in 1996, late in 1996.
Okay, almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
2 decades.
And it's still vivid in my mind. So what did I experience there? It's like the reality is not what we think it is in the physical dimension. There is other dimensions that are so much wider, so much more infinite, so much more loving, so much more that it's impossible to describe.
Right.
It was a very positive experience. And then, of course, I just couldn't hold myself back and study every single crystal that I had and try it out. But, and then I got to teach other people about crystal healing too. So this is like amazing. And then starting with crystal, the crystal was the first thing, right? But then the healing. came to be that thing for me that was the driving force and the mission of my life, because I realized if we have healing, we have an amazing force within us, and that is worth sharing. And to share that, it brings great meaning to anyone's life. Because when you care for another person, if you actually integrate with them and help them, they can also awaken to something like this. So there is many benefits with crystals, but specifically if you want to learn how you can open your mind, how you can open your heart and experience love from a position of coming from, not from this grasping, I want love, instead of embracing love and actually take in love and generate love and share it freely without attachments. So this is what came out of that experience with the little piece of labradorite.
And when you began that new journey into exploring crystals and the mineral kingdom, what part of the world were you living when that started? And because I know you're in Kingston, Ontario, Canada.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering about your geographical locations. How that
Yeah, I was living in Scarborough, in Toronto.
Oh,
Canada.
you were already in Canada then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I came here in 1989 from Sweden.
From Sweden.
Yes.
I have about 5 more minutes to spend before I get off Blab and do other things on my must-do list.
Thank you for
coming. I attend to some other appointments.
Yes.
But this is a wonderful new arena and playground for people to discover each other, new topics, new areas of inquiry, new ways to connect. And
thank you so much for actually joining me, Elaine. Thank you so much. And then anyone else there in the comment stream, Roxanne Davenport, for example. We'll see how it goes on your cell phone there, Roxanne. And Elaine, thank you so very much. And we'll do more blabs.
I'm sure we will. As we watch other shows, we're getting ideas about different formats, different things to do. So you engage with the people who are showing up. You know, if you only have a couple people show up, it's kind of easy to connect with them. Sometimes you have a lot of people show up. Yeah. And then, you know, just like being a hangout host, you have new skills to learn. And as long as you set your intention,
yes,
that what you're going to be put forth at your own best leading edge in any moment will offer blessing. You know, it's offering blessing as you're being authentic, being curious, sharing what you know, and learning all along the way. So we're having fun in this new playground for sure.
Yes, definitely. We have Sarah Wade here. Would you like to join us?
Let's see if you know what. If you Margherita, if you look up at the top, the very top above the 4 squares, there are currently 3 viewers. So there's currently it's you, it's me, and it's Tadiq. Others may have come in.
Okay.
But if they're not showing up on top, then they're no longer watching and participating.
That's great to know. That's great to know. But I think this was a success for the first time for me to actually integrate with you and discuss this. And thank you for asking me about that story.
Yeah. And one more thing I will tell you. Every Blab host does need to know that they, you know, when they're ending a recording, whatever the name is in topic up in the corner, that's the one that will be linked to the video. So if someone has gone in and changed the topic name, because the truth is, anybody who's here visiting is in the comment stream, they can jump in and they can like rename, they can hijack the name of your event.
So do you want me
in
to?
most cases, people won't be doing that with ill intent, really. But think about, for now, if you just want to save this as your first blab, or you give it another name, again, type in / the word topic, space bar, and then whatever name you want it to have as keepers when you stop recording.
Oh, now, what shall I name it? I mean,
it doesn't have to be perfect, you know.
Well, the Crystal Dakini's first blab is fine, I think.
Oh, first hosted blab. Your first blab was actually on mine.
Oh, yes. And
you know what? You were far more relaxed on that one because you weren't hosting it. And you were stellar. And you know, this guy, Mike Baltus, who has been around on Blab and is, you know, very active in social media circles, well-known figure. He came on and he gave us this great feedback. He said, you ladies are amazing. So, I mean, that boosted my confidence a lot.
Yeah. I was inspired by that too. That's why I came in here with you. Yeah. Or just to host it, right?
And then I got very, very bold, because while I did participate on, I probably participated on another 10 or 15 blabs in the last week of other folks. I got very bold in deciding my Tuesday Holy Shift show I was going to do, but then I was going to do pre-hangout and post-hangout blabs, and then promote them and see if I could weave audiences back and forth together. This is what I was doing yesterday, and too many hours online.
Oh, wow. But
I had fun.
Yes.
But I had fun. So what we want to tell any of the audiences who might be watching this replay, you want to know this lady. This is Margherita, and her Twitter handle is @CrystalDakini. So if you are hosting blabs from this Twitter handle, you know, they can come to blab.im/CrystalDakini and find the upcoming scheduled blabs, as well as watch any of the replays.
Awesome.
It's like you have to educate your audience. Hey, little bird, here's how you come back. You know?
Okay.
And remember when Mike came on to that first blab that we did, he put up a Google Doc. He had a link for Google Doc, which was like basic tips when you're on Blab. And he put that up. And I thought, what a concept. If you're a Blab host, you know, you might have copied, ready to paste this, you know, this little Google Docs link. And whenever you see a new person kind of come in, you click on their name and the little, you'll see, let's see. Hold on.
So is that the document that we can refer to for doing the blabs?
You know what? I'm gonna in replay, you don't see. Oh, I will have to go back to my replay and see if those comments are saved or not. Apparently, the last 100 comments in a blab are saved, and they're like linked to the recording. And we didn't have a lot of people in on that one, so That's
Okay.
probably there. I can probably go back in and see what Google Doc it is. But my thought, as I'm preparing to do some other shows, particularly if I'm doing any laughter shows, I want to be able to point people periodically over to a link in the comment stream where they can get a little orientation to, like, what is laughter yoga, how to do it safely. If they've recently have abdominal surgery and a
Yep.
couple other medical conditions, it's like
Mhm.
they want to watch. They don't want to be doing hearty laughing. It's kind of like a disclaimer thing for participation. So, put that in. Anyway, we'll all learn as we go along. We'll all learn as we go along. Let me give you one other little point of instruction. When you see, first of all, look at the screen and you'll see you have a little rectangle with your name, your picture,
Yeah.
and there's nothing next to it. Your name is in blue. If you
Yeah.
look over at my name, you'll
Yeah.
see next to my name is a little green square with a head and a check.
Right.
Right?
Uh-huh.
That means you're already following me back on Blab.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mhm.
When I look at my own name, I don't see that little box. Now, if we go over to the comment space, the little comment bar, where I have put my name, no, it's like my name automatically populates green. So
you're
any
following
people
me.
who are coming in will see, that's one of the people on the grid, on the Blab grid. You are blue, so we can see your highlights. But, when Tadek came in and he subscribed, all of his text is black. When Sarah came in, her text was black.
Right.
When Roxanne Davenport checked in briefly, her text was black. If Sarah had come in longer, there would be next to her name the same things that are next to my name. Look on the comment stream, you'll see a star. And I'm going to click. Would you go down to where I say welcome, Sarah Wade?
Welcome. Yes.
Down toward the bottom. And then roll your little cursor over and you will see a little star.
Yep.
The star.
I clicked the star.
I appreciate that. That's like a plus over on Google Plus. It's like a like on Facebook. It's saying, oh, I approve of that. I'm giving acknowledgement to that. If someone types something in the comment stream and you want to respond to them in the comment stream, if you hit the little arrow, then you'll see it will populate their name in beginning of a new comment. So you can try that out.
Yes. I just did that now.
Right.
Well, there's so much technology of all of this. I mean,
yeah, and it's pretty simple. They've tried to make it relatively simple and kind of user friendly. And once again, if you take your cursor and if you point over my picture at the top, or anybody who is attending a Blab, their picture will come up and their profile will come up. And that's how a lot of people are finding out about people. They're seeing what businesses they're in, so let's see, yours says, oh, you're a garden lover, artist, and author of the Crystal Lotus Handbook on the Essential Guide to Crystals for Healing, Health, and Self-Development. You can put a website link in there. You could put.
How do you put that in there?
I think so. Let's see if I can go in and I think you have to go into settings
in Twitter.
No, that's separate. Okay, so for example, on the right-hand column,
Right
at the
hand.
very top, you'll see your own picture.
Uh-huh.
I think if you click that open,
Ha!
you'll
Start a
see
new.
start a
Oh,
new lab, so
yeah.
you can schedule a new one. You
Okay.
could look at your profile. You could go into settings. Let's see in settings. That's about notifications and stuff. But if I want,
Oh, you left. Awesome. That was great, Elaine. I guess you went out there. So, uh, thank you everyone for listening. And that was a little bit abrupt. Hope you didn't fall down and hurt yourself, Elaine, by going out. I know you were busy to go somewhere else. So, thank you for this experience. And I will do more of these blobs. So thank you very much, and see.
just added my website.
Right.
If you click it open.
Yeah.
But if I primarily wanted people to find me on Crystal Lotus, or if I wanted to lead people back to my Hangouts, connections on the Hangouts, you could put that in there.
So I have a question to you.
Yeah.
If I now stop the recording, which I did just now, and then
Yeah.
I start it again when you come in, does it continue record?
Oh, it will. Right. So if you stop and start, it'll capture whatever you want.
In the same stream?
Yeah, in the same recording stream.
Oh, good, good, good,
Right.
good.
So for example, if you were hosting a blab and you got a phone call and you could pause the recording, you could let another visitor keep on talking, keeping people occupied in the meantime, but then for your recording and replay purposes, when you came back from the bathroom or whatever, you could just, go on the record again. And it would only have that content for the replay.
Great, great. Well, I think this is, we've discussed this thoroughly, and I think this is it. I don't want to have a huge, long episode at first, because it's like, takes a lot of time.
So back to, what do you want to name this for when you finish recording it? What do you want to be the title that sticks? Decisions.
Okay, so I'm going to have / topic.
So before we go, you can you can add some more props to me too. I'm gonna.
So what do you think about that name? Healing at Crystal Dakini.
Yeah. Of course, the people who watch the replay, you're going to be starting out talking about love again. So I would weave that back in.
Okay.
First, Crystal Dakini, first Blab, talking about love and such. Love and such. I don't know. Whatever.
So topic at Crystal Dakini.
First Blab.
Dakini.
Love and such and more. I don't know.
Okay, I'm getting so for first love, then love and such, love and awakening. How's that?
We didn't use the word awakening at all. But That's kind of what we're about. Whatever you like, my dear.
Okay, about love. How's
Yeah,
that?
I like that. I like that.
Yes. Okay, so we'll do that. Great. Thank you for your incredibly helpful guidance and your love. So we're ending on a note of love, and let's breathe in inside of our heart and come in here and share what's in your heart, the actual energy and the feeling in your heart, and then we share it with everyone who is listening. Thank you for watching.